Hey, what's up guys? Today we just finished up with church. We just finished up our lunch. We are headed to the trout stream. It's Bubby and Daddy weekend with some great friends of ours, and we're about to have a lot of fun. You ready?
Yeah.
We are at camp and we are going to go ahead and get unpacked. All right, so camp's set. It's coming together well. We got our stoves ready to go. We are here with our friend Michael. There's Easton. There's Mr. Mike over there, camp chef extraordinaire. And there's the tents. And if you go back on our channel to about this time last year, you'll see our other Bennett spring trip. This is becoming a little bit of a tradition for us, and we love it. So here's hoping that we dodge the raindrops. I think it is supposed to rain a little bit over the trip. Right now it's just overcast and really still, so it feels like it could light up here in a minute, but early spring in Missouri, you just never know. So we're gonna go ahead before it gets dark and start getting our cooking stuff together. We're gonna start getting our fishing stuff ready, and we are camping. All right guys, so the number one question I get about trout fishing in a trout park, whether it be Bennett Spring, Montauk, Merrimack Spring, what have you, is what do I actually use? And so I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you today what we use. It's nothing secret, no big crazy thing. I actually really enjoy fly fishing, and I enjoy using these types of baits too. The only thing I would encourage you to do is make sure that you're using them in the right zone. Not all zones allow this kind of bait. So at Bennett Spring, this is a zone 3 setup, but part of this setup will also apply to other parts of the park. So I'm going to show you what I do here, and then you can start to set up yourself. All right, so the first and most important part that I'm going to show you is my rod setup. Now, I would recommend you go with something either ultralight up to a medium light rod setup so that you can feel the fish bite. A lot of times trout are very, very soft when they bite, so it's hard to pick that up. So what I've got here is a medium action reel. I have it strung with 3-pound monofilament, and this is good for all kinds. This is what I found is good for all kinds of water conditions. I've never had any trouble with the fish flaring because of the line size on this. So I have 3-pound monofilament on a medium action spinning reel. This is a medium light. This particular one is an ugly stick. It's an old setup. I used to use an ultralight, and I actually found that I like this better because it gives me more casting range, and it also is a little bit less it's a little less flimsy, so I don't have to mess around with them so much. I don't have to wear the fish out so badly because my rod won't get them in. So that's the first and most important thing, is finding your rod setup. Make sure you use that lighter line. Can you get away with heavier line? Sure, but sometimes the fish will pick that up. And I also highly recommend monofilament rather than a braid or something to that effect. All right.
All right. While the dads are getting the fish, they're flaying. We're having a little bit of fun with these birds.
All right, so now let's talk about terminal tackle and bait. So terminal tackle, I've got B-sized split shots, okay? Whenever I'm using a plastic worm setup, I also take these, they're actually fly hooks. These are size 14. You can see those work great for these little plastic worms. But for when I'm using dough baits, things like that, I'll use a size 16 treble hook. You can see there, we try to get a bunch of these because one kind of bad thing about using dough baits is that a lot of times you will hook fish really deep and sometimes can't get it out. So we just go ahead and cut the line. I like to make sure I have plenty of those on hand. All right, so now let's talk about baits. The first one is power bait. This is very common. This is not a secret type of bait. This is not something homemade. Color wise, I prefer orange. This is called salmon peach. It's kind of a yellow color, or cheese bait. We also use one called rainbow, which is like a chartreuse and orange color. Tends to work really good when other things won't. So those are some of the things we like. Now, I mentioned the worms. This is another really important part. I've used these for years. And in fact, these lucky lady worms that we use are some of the things that we started trout fishing with a long time ago. A gentleman was kind enough to share those with us, and we actually started catching fish. So that was really, really important. All right, so we're wrapping up our first morning here at the stream. Easton has caught his limit. I've caught my limit. Mike's still working on his, and Michael caught big fish in the morning. We're gonna get a scale on it here in a minute and see how big it is. I'm thinking if it's not a lunker, it's awful close. It's been a good morning so far. I think we're gonna go back here in just a little while and make some breakfast.
I'm gonna guess 17 pounds.
I guess 2 and an ounce.
Ooh, what do you guess?
Pound and 3/4.
1 pound, 11 ounces.
Oh man, that's a really good fish, Michael.
You better call him that big. It was so close.
Double check.
All right, so now let's talk about actually what we're tying on. So the first thing is, this morning we were using our dough bait, and this hook is completely mangled because I caught several fish on it, but you can see there, I have my treble hook tied to my mono in about 12 to 15 inches. I actually have 2 of those split shots on. Easy get in there close. I have 2 split shots on here. And the reason being is because the flow is up a little bit right now. We've had some rain the last few days, so the current's a little stronger than normal. So you can see treble hook, double split shot, about 12 to 15 inches above the hook. And that's really all. It's not really much to get too excited about. It's not, very simple setup for you. Some people will even use the single hooks for both worms and power bait, which is totally fine. You'll go through a little more power bait, but you'll also usually you don't hook fish quite as deep. So that's a plus for that. So if you have any questions, make sure you leave a comment and I'll get right there to you. If you have success with anything else, maybe share your secrets. It'll be a great place to do it. Tighten your drag up a little bit.
Does he have to go on the water?
I will, once he gets close. That's a good one. A good fish over here today. They're fighting good, aren't they?
They ain't fighting short either.
Your drag's still too loose, but.
Look, there's got a little rock bass. There's a lot of them in here.
So today at breakfast, we're gonna have some breakfast burritos. Got the sausage going there. Mr. Mike's making some bacon. We're gonna have what he calls a pork roll. There we go.
It's the real deal.
Is it called the pork roll, Taylor ham? I've heard it a couple different ways.
John Taylor's pork roll.
John Taylor's pork roll. Also heard it called Taylor ham.
That's in New Jersey.
New Jersey, right? So we're getting some culture around here at Trout Park while the boys are fighting with the fire. it rained all night last night, so kind of tough, but we're gonna get it going. We're gonna eat like kings this morning.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. We got bacon, we got tortilla fixins. We're gonna make some breakfast burritos. You guys like breakfast burritos?
Never had them.
Never had them. Sausage, eggs.
Breakfast tacos. Call it that.
Breakfast tacos.
Oh, okay.
Now you know.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey. Don't be silly.
Alright, so we're here at the stream. I got my limit. Mike got his limit. Dad got his limit. Mike's just got one more.
Oh, there he is.
Yes! I'll get it.
Those guys are so scary. Oh, here he goes.
Nice, Michael.
I don't really need to. Good job, Michael.
Hey.
Got it? All right. All right, guys, so it's the end of our trip. We just got through packing up. We've had some wild weather. We've caught a lot of fish. We've had a good time with our friends, and so I'd say it's been a success. So as always, we appreciate that you watch the channel. We're thankful for you and all that you do, and we ask that you would go ahead and share the channel if you know somebody that would watch. If you have any questions about this video, go ahead and leave a comment. We appreciate that, and as always, make sure you hit subscribe and hit the little bell button so you get notifications. Guys, you have a great one. God bless.
Hey, so guys, I'm coming in the tent, and I think my dad's trying to play a trick on me. He's in my mommy bag. Dad, I know it's you. Get out of there. Dad. Oh, I tasted it! Yeah! Ah! State your name.
Francis Carlos Samu Jr. III.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
From Calabasas, Alabama. So you can tell my accent. Is there snot in my nose?